I have been to the edge and looked over, and then I was allowed to come back.
Fear, F-E-A-R, has been said to mean false evidence appearing real. Say, I will not fear.
I mean, I won't lie, the guy just absolutely blew my mind. You know, I'll be honest, I've never been someone who's into conspiracy theories. I've never gone down the rabbit hole. If you look at our history here at London Real, I've never really had people on to talk about those things. And yet, honestly, 3 weeks ago, I stumbled upon a lot of controversy by having David Icke on the show. As you know, we had that episode pulled, and things like Ofcom came out after us. Ministers of government here came after us. I was deplatformed from other social media, and I was pulled into this vortex. And sitting here talking with Rashid tonight in a platform where we weren't worried about who was listening. We weren't worried about being banned. We weren't worried about being censorship. Honestly, it was unlike any conversation I've ever had in video form, because we just didn't give a fuck. So he just started dropping all of this science and knowledge, and he's been researching this stuff for 10, 20 years. He's been, you know, a surgeon. He's been really into the autism movement, and he started taking me down rabbit holes and dropping names and scientific studies and what's actually happening, and it just blew my mind. It's just hard to explain. I mean, look at the way I'm looking right now. I'm like, what? I'm like, what? It's just, it makes me consider the whole world differently and as far as what's going on. And he went big into vaccines and 5G and what it is and what happened in Wuhan and what happened in a lab in North Carolina and all sorts of other stuff. But again, you can watch that on our platform. And he went really deep. I think he's probably one of the most pivotal people out there. He's actually been a David Icke fan for a long time. He's actually really good friends with Bruce Lipton, who had been on our platform years ago originally and was on recently, the epigenetics guy. We actually have a lot of mutual friends. He's got a lot of respect for what we're doing at London Real. And he appreciates us for fighting for freedom of speech and for putting this stuff out there, because he's sick and tired of the mainstream media. He thinks the mainstream media is the problem. He thinks there's the problem with all the stuff that's happening here. That's me, baby. It's all right. We got this. We got this, man. That's all good, man. Yeah, keep it real, man. Right, you know what's up. And everywhere. The army's everywhere. All right, thank you, man. And so, you know it, right? And so, this happens all the time, by the way. And so again, just dropping science, and he's really been there and done that and talked about everything. So he appreciates us for what we're doing. I appreciate him for what we're doing. And look, I finally want to say, honestly,